22 to order. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance and a moment of silence. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Please remain standing. As you know, 300 years ago today, Northampton Township was formed as a community. Mr. Artie, please read the proclamation.
To my lords and to my ladies, on December the 11th, 1722, a petition and a map was presented to the Court of Session at Bristol to establish a new township on land lying between Southampton, other lands, and the Chamonix Creek. The petition was signed by 21 petitioners. The original petition reads as is. That whereas your petition are settled on a large parcel of land lying between Southampton Township and other lands and the Chamonix Creek, which parcel of lands have not yet been regularly laid out to any other township, or in which lands there is. About 40 settlements are currently existing on this land, of which are not being ruled. They're described in the Marginal Drought, and the district is being asked to be created. The district township will be named and known as Northampton, and the inhabitants of 41 units may be and serve in a public or private as the inhabitants of one Justice Township, and not to be obliged to serve or be affixed to any neighboring township. So for this petition, if approved, the petitioners will pray forever, ever. That is it.
As an addition to the original proclamation, today, reaffirmed on this day, the 14th day of December, 2022, in celebration of Northampton Township's 300th anniversary. Each of the supervisors will sign the proclamation. Mr. Moore can't be with us tonight. Dr. Rose? Okay. Better? Oh, how's that? Paula Gasper? Secretary. Mr. Salzer? And our township manager, Bob Pellegrino. Mr. Franklin. Thanks, stay down here. I'd ask the rest to come down, and we have a cake to celebrate. So this has been quite a long year of celebration. 300 years is it's remarkable. And I'd like to thank a few people, and then we have some guests that would like to speak as well. First, I'd like to thank the 300th committee that helped put this together. Our chairperson, Eileen Silver, who can't be here tonight, but she was very much part of the original planning, and I hope she's watching. Thank you, Eileen. Nancy Opalka, Betty Satterley, Steve Breyer, Steve Artie, Sarah Fetzer, the archivist, Chip Heim, with the assistance of Sinead Kiley, Marissa Ristow, and a bunch of people that I'd like to quickly acknowledge. Our township manager, Bob Pellegrino, our assistant township manager, Bill Wirt, our executive assistant, Lisa Russo, in the back, dressed in fine garb. Again, Nancy Opalka, Greg Hucklebridge, Gary Crossland, and the public works staff, Steve LeCompton, the police department, Wayne Lahr, and the library staff, the Northampton Historical Commission, the Veterans Advisory Commission, Sheila Jobs and the Senior Center, Rob Holmes and the Fire Department, our videographer, Dave Kelleher, and Nick, too. And all the township employees that made this possible all year. And special recognition for programming support from Trihampton Rescue Squad, the Langhorne Rod and Gun Club, and the Churchville Nature Center. We had many sponsors and donors throughout the year, and we really thank each of them from the bottom of our hearts for helping us celebrate this milestone. I think you will all agree Northampton is a great place to live, and it has been for 300 years. Thank you. So we do have a couple guests tonight. I just wanted to make quick mention. Congressman Fitzpatrick couldn't be here tonight, but behind the dais you'll see there's a congressional record and a flag that was flown over the Capitol in recognition of our 300th anniversary. And we also have, oh, you are still here. Okay, I didn't see you out there. And we also have Ryan, are you coming up? Wherever you want. Yeah, come on up from Senator Tomlinson's office, and then we'll have Wendy come up as well. Thanks.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Ryan Skachillis, and I'm actually here on behalf of two people. One is the recently retired Senator Tomlinson, who for the past 20 years has had the pleasure and honor of representing Northampton Township in the 6th Senate District, something that he's a community he's grown to love, to learn, to really appreciate and respect everybody in here. So on behalf of Senator Tomlinson, I am not going to read the citation. But I wanted to just say happy birthday, Northampton. And I'm also here in the new capacity for Senator-elect Frank Farry, who regretfully could not be here, but look forward to continuing relationships with everyone in Northampton and with the supervisors here. My good friend, the solicitor from my good Ben Salem friend, Joe Pizzo over here. So thank you so much, everybody. Best of luck. Happy holidays and happy birthday.
Thank you, Ryan. Next, my pleasure to introduce our state representative, Wendy Thomas. I'm just going to make this up, but this is her last official act. I don't know if it really is, but Wendy has been just a wonderful friend of Northampton and all of us, so we're glad you're here to help us celebrate.
Thank you. And in the district as 178th, we also have Washington Crossing, but I hope this is on the front page of the website. They'll be very jealous. You guys look great. With me tonight is following me. My last day was November 30th. You will have 2 state reps in Northampton, and Joe Hogan is state representative-elect for 3 districts. Kristen Marcel's birthday's tonight, so unfortunately she could not be here. We are going to take one moment just to read a short paragraph from the Pennsylvania House. Whereas by the Quarter Sessions Court at Bristol on December 14th, 1722, Northampton Township was originally home to 40 families. The anniversary will be celebrated with a variety of programs, activities, events, including presentations at local schools, organizations, a summer reading program, a historic walk, an outdoor fun fest, a fashion show festival, and many other events. A valuable presence in this Commonwealth. Northampton Township is a community which has always been blessed with steadfast citizens, concerned community, and civic-minded leaders. lasting traditions and a resilient spirit that have helped it thrive for 300 years and prepared it to meet the challenges of the future. The state of Pennsylvania is very, very proud of our township, and I must say, so am I. Thank you.
Thank you, Representative. And I would just like to echo the earlier comments that Northampton has been a great place to live. I grew up in Levittown and Langhorne, but working in Bucks County my whole life, we always knew how great of a place this is, and here's to another 300 years of a successful, great Northampton.
And I'm going to make this up. This was your first official act.
Yes, it was.
So if you guys actually, do you have a couple minutes if you want to stay? Thanks. That kind of concludes our 300th anniversary, but we do have one more piece of business to take care of. And so I'm going to bring the microphone up. And before I do that, special shout out to Betty Satterley in the back for really helping coordinate all these moving parts. Wave, Betty, you're on camera. So Nancy, I'd like you to come up, please. So Nancy Opalka, our Park and Rec Director, is retiring, and we wanted to honor her tonight in a little bit of a special way. So I'm going to turn the program over to Dr. Rose.
Can I use that mic?
Yeah.
There we go. All right. Nancy. Just for everybody who doesn't know everything about Nancy, Nancy came to Northampton in 1988. She was hired as Northampton Township Park and Rec Director with a full-time staff of 2 whole employees. The township population was approximately 31,000 residents. At that time, Parks and Rec offered 13 preschool classes, 6 youth, 2 adult sport leagues, and 3 exercise classes, and 3 summer camps, and 3 to 4 special events. From a fledgling Parks and Rec department in the late 80s, Nancy has accommodated and served the vibrant population, following a path of growth, careful planning, and implementation, along with an enthusiasm to make the Northampton Township community a gem in Bucks County. At present, there are 10 full-time employees and maintenance, several part-time employees, along with over 100 seasonal summer staff. Revenues for 2017 were $1.5 million, showing not only vision from concept to completion, but fiscal and budget responsibility. Nancy has been involved with many developments and projects over her tenure. Each unique example requires direction, with Nancy reaching out to her Park and Rec board members, Parks and Rec Recreation and PA services, as well as using tools, education, cost saving, and budget compliance. Nancy works beyond the scope of her position to envision a lasting impact on the community with a goal not only to achieve, but create shining examples of what successful Park and Rec department can accomplish. Now, I'm going to go over just a few things that she has done in her long career. At the Rec Center, this space was formerly the Northampton Library and previously part of the Nike Missile Barracks, with only a gym and a few rooms for classes. With growing community needs, renovations of the Rec Center took place in 2001 and now houses 2 offices, kitchen facility, 4 preschool classrooms, a multi-purpose room, 4 all-sport gym, coaches, and dance room. Classes offered have grown exponentially, with programs serving preschoolers through adults. With over 100 programs and activities offered at all recreation facilities, over 108,000 people are being served. Civic Center and Mayor Track improvements. Since her tenure, there have been many improvements to the parking lots, traffic flow, sports fields, walking bike trails. I'm getting tired already. Tennis, basketball courts, refreshment stand, and facilities. Working with the sport user groups, these enhancements have increased not only participation, but community value for living in Northampton Township. Our municipal park, Nancy spearheaded the development of the 89-acre municipal park, the land acquired from the federal government was the previous site of the Warminster Naval Air Station. This vibrant site now houses a playground, baseball, soccer, softball fields, the Miracle League fields, basketball courts, hockey rink, sand volleyball, concert amphitheater, and walking trails. Picnic pavilions, roller hockey, and basketball courts are available for rentals. With Nancy's vision, this gem was a much-needed addition to the Northampton community. The Miracle League. In 2010, as a township liaison and active volunteer, Nancy was instrumental in the designation of land, design, development, and fundraising for the Miracle League fields for special needs individuals. With groundbreaking in 2011, the municipal park is the home of the Miracle League fields, baseball and multi-purpose fields designed specifically to enable individuals with special needs, afford individuals the opportunity to play sports. And we also just opened the playground, which allows kids of all abilities to play together. Nancy continues with her active role with the Miracle League and her role as Director of Parks and Rec, but also as a volunteer, fundraiser, and supporter. The Butterfly Garden of Remembrance, in partnership with Northampton Township Business Persons Association. This space within the municipal park was created to offer the community a place of reflection in memoriam for loved ones. In a few years since its inception, over 120 memorials have been designated. And of course, the Northampton Valley Swim Club, Nancy was able to meet the community demand and enhance the existing 5 Park and Rec summer camp programs by brokering an agreement with the Northampton Valley Country Club to lease their lagging swim club facility and bring new life to its use. Present-day use includes 8 area camps with over 135 swim club members, 125 swim team members, overseen by the pool manager and staff of 20. Also, the banner program and sports user groups. Nancy continues her relationships within and throughout the community. Nancy, along with the Park and Rec Board, implemented the sports field banner program with many sports and user groups. This popular program generates not only split revenue with the user groups among 12 fields, but helps to defray the costs of park and rec maintenance. Nancy maintains a working relationship with all sports groups. Now, it has been my special honor to work with Nancy during my time on the Board of Supervisors. Nancy, your love and dedication to our community has been endless. You are leaving a legacy, a township that values physical activity, team sports, inclusive play, and programs for every age, ability, and lifestyle. We all wish you best in your next chapter. Nancy's getting ready to become a grandmom, and I have to tell you from experience, that's going to be your best job ever. Thank you, Nancy. Okay, all right. Let's see. Northampton Township hereby officially recognizes Nancy Opalka for lasting contributions to the Northampton Township community during more than a 34-year tenure as the township's first Parks and Recreation Director, and wishes Nancy Opalka good health, happiness, and continued success in her retirement.
Speech.
No. All I can say is thank you.
Thank you.
You know I can't just say thank you.
There's always a pause, then she'll go.
I am speechless. And I just, again, I appreciate the opportunity to develop a program to support It's going to be it's going to be great. It's going to be great. I'm really looking forward to retirement, my next chapter. I wish everyone well, and I appreciate all the support over the years, but the kindness of these past few months and the kind words that people have expressed to me. But I leave the department in great hands. I have a great staff. I'm going to miss them all. And I couldn't have done it without them or without the support of the Parks and Recreation Board and the Board of Supervisors and Township Administration. Thank you.
I got it.
We do.
With great gusto. So for those of you that are remaining, there will be cake after the meeting. That cake is looking good and edible, so please feel free to stay around and have a piece of cake to celebrate. 300 years old. It is not 300 years old. Okay, we're going to get on with the rest of the agenda. As you can see, we have all chosen to wear period garb. Chosen, voluntold. And we thought that to help celebrate, it would be fun to kind of live the day. So thanks for putting up with our costumes. Two opportunities for public comment this evening. One for agenda items only. If somebody would like to comment on the agenda items, please put your name on the sheet. And then later in the meeting, there is another second opportunity for public comment, and that is related to anything you'd like to bring up. I will be just asking each person to just state their name, and I'll just ask you if you're a resident, and you can answer the question. So first, public comment. Joe Johnson. Hi, Joe.
Hello, everyone.
Just your
Trying to take you seriously here.
name for the record.
Chairman Jefferson, is that it?
Yeah, thank you.
So I wanted to come to last month's meeting, but I couldn't make it for the budget. So I just want to ask the same questions I asked the last few years, Bob, if you recall. And I'm anticipating, much better news this year than we got in the last years. And I was just curious if you could tell us if any departments or funds were operating in the red in 2022, and what is our total township debt and approximate payoff date? Same questions I asked last year.
Can you answer?
Sure.
Okay.
Thank you.
Sure. Thanks, Joe.
The Country Club Fund operated a deficit. Actually, operating revenue exceeded expenses, but when you roll in debt service, it operated at an overall deficit. That is steadily improving, and the end of 2023, we expect it to be back in the black. Our total debt is $64 million. We're paying off about $2 million a year. A little more than that. Okay.
Thank you. We'll move on to approval of the minutes. Paula?
Okay, Mr. Chairman, if there are no objections, I request that the minutes of November 16 be approved by unanimous consent.
Is there any corrections? Okay, thank you. Accounts payable, Kim?
Yes, I have the bills list for November 30th, 2022. Total all funds, $641,178.62. And I have the bills list for December 14th, 2022. Total all funds, $938,730.71.
We have no other consent items. If there are no corrections, I'd accept a motion to accept the consent items as presented.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion?
No.
All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. I did mention a little bit earlier, but just Supervisor Moore is not available to be here tonight, but he does send his apologies for not attending. Move on to new business. We have consider a resolution authorizing a grant application to the Pennsylvania Small Water and Sewer Program. Bob?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. In early 2022, the township was awarded a partial DEP Growing Greener Program grant to convert the existing stormwater management basin at the intersection of Holland Road and Upper Holland Road into an infiltration basin. The purpose of the basin conversion is to improve water quality and reduce sediment release to address the requirements of our state stormwater system permit. If I may make a motion, Mr. Chairman.
Please.
I move to adopt Resolution R-22-22, authorizing the township manager to file a grant application with the PA Small Water and Sewer Program grant to improve the detention basin at Holland and Upper Holland Roads, and to authorize the township manager and/or assistant township manager to execute all documents required by the grant program.
Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Is there any further discussion? Bob?
No.
Kim?
No.
None for me. I should have addressed you as General. I'm sorry, General Washington.
I'll take it. I've been called
All in
worse,
favor
probably
indicate by
today.
saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. And consider final approval of the 2023 budget. Kim?
Yes, the proposed 2023 budget was advertised for public inspection on November 18th, 2022, and a copy was available in the Township Administration Building and on the Township website since the preliminary budget adoption by the Board on November 16th, 2022. To date, we have received no calls about the proposed budget, and no one visited the Administration Building to review the document. The preliminary budget is ready for final adoption unless we make changes. With that, I'd like to make a motion.
Please.
I move for the final adoption of the 2023 preliminary budget.
Is there a second?
I second that.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Discussion. Anything further, Kim?
I just want to make it clear that there was no tax increase during this budget, and I felt that our manager, assistant manager, all the staff did a great job making sure that, like we always are, a lean, mean fighting machine. And I just was very happy with the budget and that we have no tax increase.
Thanks. Paula, anything to add?
No, I agree. That's great. I like the lean, mean fighting machine.
General?
I know we spoke about it in detail at the November meeting. I'll just reiterate again what everyone else said. Everyone who played a part in the budget did a fabulous job, makes us look good, and in case you didn't hear it the first 5 times, there's no tax increase in 2023.
Thank you. My comments are the same. I will just point out, just to add one thing on to Dr. Rose's comments, that I watched the staff work, and they work on the budget for a few months, really, before, and they tear everything apart. I mean, they really get into the nitty-gritty. They want to know, our finance department, they want explanations on everything. Can we do it better? Do we have to do it now? So they do ask all the right questions. And that's why we have such a solid budget. And that's a testament to you, Bob and Bill, for the kind of work that you put into it. So thank you. All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. We'll move on to liaison reports. Dr. Rose?
I just would like to say that for Parks and Rec, pretty much you just got a magazine in the mail that shows all the programs. Please take a look at that. And also, we had a wonderful event with Mrs. Claus reading books to the children, and Santa Claus showed up, which was very exciting for everybody. It was a great event. And if you take a walk through the park, you could see we have carolers. You just press the button, you can hear singers. It's a great program. And Park and Rec, I can't say anything more. I just love Parks and Rec, and we're sad about Nancy going, but Jen is going to be a great addition as our new director. And the senior center, we had a great marketplace. Paula and I were there buying jewelry. I hope my husband wasn't listening. But it was a great event, and the senior center is a wonderful, vibrant place like it always is. So, and that's all I have.
Thank you. Next, Paula.
Oh, hi. Okay, I have some news about the library. We'll start with that. The library strategic plan retreat was held on Saturday, the 19th of November. Participants included Kathy Alloway, who was hired by the district to have a strategic planning consult with us, and all the library board members were there, and Dr. Kim Rose and I were also there to represent the supervisors. Okay, so the strategic planning committee will resume their work towards a final product of mission and vision starting in January. Okay, the director of the library has been building a system where the library staff are more able to work on shared documents and spreadsheets in a more efficient manner. Okay, lastly, the collaboration between the library and the Parks and Rec Department will lead to story times being provided by Youth Services librarian Michelle Kiker for the township's preschool program offered at the rec center. The library director, Wayne Lair, and Michelle visited the rec center and met with Parks and Recreation Director-to-be, Jennifer Feen, and Barbara, to develop a plan for providing these story times beginning next week. 15 more story times are scheduled. Okay, it's an exciting time for our library right now. We're starting new things. I wanted to mention also the Northampton Township Veterans Advisory Commission had a 2022 Hometown Heroes Wreath Laying Ceremony. And we honored first responders and military, and they're laid to rest at the Union Cemetery in Richboro. This took place on December 3rd, and it was extremely rainy and windy, but I'm sure there were over 100 people in attendance, families of the vets. The color guard and the firing squad were provided by the Marine Corps League, and there was an invocation by Chaplain Doug Fulford, and the wreaths were placed at all the headstones that are marked with an American flag. The Veterans Advisory Commission, Northampton Township supervisors, and public work employees all helped to make the event possible under these bad weather conditions. It was a great event, even though the weather was bad. I wanted to mention that we are changing our trash company. We are going to have a company called Whitetail Disposal, and there will be postcards sent out to each resident talking about the program and their contact information. They will be in constant contact with us if something should happen, missed schedule. But it is a good system, and looking forward to the new trash. Okay, there'll be a lot of questions answered. Okay, and I think that is pretty much all we have.
Thank you, Paula. General?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chairman. No reports this evening, if I may. I do have a couple of things I'd like to say. One to Supervisor Moore. I hope he's watching out there. We voted in executive session this evening, and we've decided you have to wear your costume at the January meeting.
Absolutely.
Just so you know. And on a more serious note, this concludes my first year on the board. I've enjoyed the year working with everyone, learning a lot. Looking forward to next year, and I hope everyone has a happy and healthy holiday season. That's all I have.
Thank you. I have a couple things. First off, on a little bit of a sad note, the township lost a great emergency services provider in the last week or so. Many of you may know Marty Commion, who was a police officer. You can see his picture on there. He was a longtime police officer with the township. He was a longtime life member of the fire department since 1975, actually rose to the rank of fire chief at one point in his career. He also ran with the Trihampton Rescue Squad, so he was somebody that did it all. And he really, truly dedicated his life to the public safety of the people in this community. I've been personal friends with Marty for almost 43 years, and I can tell you, he lived and breathed providing emergency services to the community. He did a lot of great things at the police department. He did a lot of great things. And the one thing I wanted to say about Marty, he was somebody who thought ahead of his time. He really did. And many of the things that Marty thought we should do ended up coming to fruition some years later. So he was a great thinker. He was my personal friend, and I will miss him, and I know that the township will miss him. And so to the Commion family, on behalf of all the township, we send our sympathy and condolences. Second, I just wanted to announce that we received, the township received a $2 million grant from the state of Pennsylvania with the help of Senator Tomlinson and Representative Thomas, who were here earlier, for the fire station construction. So that's $2 million additional dollars to the $1 million we received. I think it was earlier this year or last year? Last year. Last year. So we've received $3 million in state grant money. And the one thing I know that this board always believes strongly in is if there's grant money out there, it should come to Northampton. So we're happy to receive it because it is going to go somewhere. So I'm happy to report that. And then finally, I would just like to say thank you to my fellow board members and all the staff, our professional services, Amanda and Joe. I'm honored again this year to have been the chairman. I couldn't pick a better group of people to work for. I just have to say that everybody that's sitting up here and all the people that work in the town, they live and breathe providing good service to Northampton residents. And thank you for having faith in me as well. And to all the residents and everybody listening, have a great, happy holiday season, a safe season. Water your tree, please. Don't dispose of your fireplace ashes in a paper bag. Put them outside in a metal can. And at New Year's, be careful with the fireworks. Do it right. And enjoy the holiday season, whatever holiday you celebrate. So thank you.
Amen.
Next, manager's report.
Nothing.
Mr. Franklin.
Nothing for business tonight, but I do want to thank the board for all of your support this year and your collaboration, your cooperation in us, enabling us to provide good public service to the community. And I think you deserve a lot of credit for that. Your support is tremendously helpful to all of us on the staff, and we do appreciate it. Happy holidays. Happy New Year to all.
Thank you, Dr. Franklin. Mr. Hamilton?
Good evening.
Bill Ward.
No report tonight, but to echo the sentiments, happy holidays, everybody, and it's been a pleasure working with the board this past year, and look forward to next year.
Thank you. Is the proper term barrister?
That'll suffice. Yes, thank you. Just want to say it's been, again, a pleasure to be of service to all of you, to the citizens that you represent here in Northampton Township. And I just want to wish all of you and, again, all the citizens of Northampton happy Hanukkah, Merry Christmas, and the happiest of any holiday that you might be celebrating in the next few days. Thank you.
Thanks. Now, I tried to look up the engineers, and I think you are secretary of the structure.
Okay.
Of the infrastructure.
I will
So,
accept
Amanda.
that. This is a wonderful township to be a part of, and it's wonderful to be able to support this township for whatever needs you have. Happy holidays, and I wish you all happy and healthy New Year as well. Thanks.
Thank you. Is there any other public comment? So just in closing the meeting, thank you for indulging us and enjoying our little part of our 300th anniversary. We had a lot of fun. There's been a lot of ribbing. Please have some cake after, and with no further business, the meeting is adjourned.